Welcome to Cosmic Convos with Prime Creator. I'm here today with Daniel James. And Daniel is an actor, filmmaker, and traveler of the third and fourth dimensional matrices. Since his awakening in 2012, Daniel has been on the quest to understand reality mechanics in order to better serve humanity in their process of ascension. Thank you, Daniel, for being with me. I'm so excited to share some time with you today.
Thank you for having me.
So this Cosmic Convos with Prime Creator is all about asking those deep, juicy questions and getting some beautiful answers to share with humanity. So I'm going to get in the space, Daniel, and then go ahead and have you start asking your questions. So just give me a few moments. Whenever you're ready.
Greetings, Prime Creator.
Hello, dear one.
We've met before.
Yes, dear one.
Today I'm going to ask you some questions that I do feel will benefit our collective, specifically anybody potentially new to some of these concepts. I'd like to get to know you more specifically. What density are you currently vibrating in?
I am vibrating in all densities, dear one.
Very good, I understand. What dimension are you currently vibrating in, or what dimensional space do you inhabit at this time?
I understand that as humans, you sense dimensions. It is a way to delineate various vibrations and frequencies. But I am omniscient. There is no, I operate within all and outside of dimensional frequency.
I understand. From your perspective, what are some of your current tasks or projects that you're working on?
You could understand me as the overseer of creation, the energy or frequency that works through all creation, that works with all creation, that is creation itself. So in my beingness, there is no particular task that I work on. I simply am. I simply am the energy of creation. And in this understanding, I work through all creations, with all creations.
Prime Creator, is there anything else that you can add to anything that you may or may not be doing directly with the human collective at this time, more specifically?
Yes, dear one. There is an enormous amount of energy focused on empowering humans, focused on bringing illumination to humans so that they can see their shadow and transmute it, so that they can become more empowered in their everyday lives. There is much light being brought to humanity so that they can see who they are as powerful beings, as powerful creators. So yes, there is much focus on human beings. For humans at this time have a great opportunity and potential for expansion, evolution, ascension, to rapidly increase their frequencies, to change their bodies, to change their minds, to mature and develop their emotional fields. And so there is much light being brought to these areas of humanity so that humans can claim their power, so that they can remember their ancient wisdom, so that they can remember all of their soul aspects and the spiritual gifts that go along with these. And so, yes, I, in my creation energy, I, as the highest frequencies of love and light, am involved with the ascension of humanity, with the expansion, the evolution of humanity. From this perspective, it is as if there is a great light descending upon humanity and planet Earth. There is a glow on planet Earth that is growing brighter and brighter every day as more and more light is integrated into humanity, into Gaia. It is very beautiful indeed.
Thank you, Prime Creator. That's a perfect segue into my next question. Could you please give us what your definition of ascension is?
It is more than the quickening of frequency. It is the purifying and cleansing of an energy. And so while ascension is available to all, those that will experience or reap the benefits are those that are willing to do their inner work, those that are willing to go through the purification and cleansing processes. A byproduct of this inner work is an increase in frequency, a different vibrational state that is much higher, much faster. With the change of frequency comes many changes in the body. So for example, with humans that are in a physical body, there is the potential for quick healing, and eventually the potential for things such as teleportation, telekinesis. A change in physical state of the human body. As humans are now going through the process of transitioning to crystalline DNA, crystalline organs. And so you see, it is much more than a quickening in frequency. It is a change in the physical state of a being, those beings that are in physical form. Do you have clarifying questions about this, dear one?
Yes, I understand very well. My question that I have to clarify is, human beings, we tend to linearize things, and we see them from the perspective of steps. My question regarding ascension is, from your perspective, if it could be measured, what stage are we at in our ascension process, both for Gaia and our collective? What stage or level, if it could be described in such a way, are we in that process?
You are at the very beginning stages, dear one. For very few are actually harnessing the power that is possible. Very few are working with changing physical body states. Humanity is just beginning to develop the ability to change the body quite quickly. For many still need to go through the purification and cleansing stage. And this is what is required before bodies will be able to teleport, for example. For an impure being will have too much frequency weighing them down. A being must be able to be pure and light in order to do the higher level things, we could say, those things are at later stages of ascension. So yes, humanity is at the very beginning.
I understand. Thank you. A question that I'm commonly asked is, what are some good techniques for entry-level meditation? And the techniques that I use are described as somewhat complex. Could you give us a more simple approach into achieving a calm state of mind or a balanced state of mind or a neutral state of mind that somebody new to meditation could try?
Yes, dear one. From the physical point of view, a being can simply breathe. Breathing deeply through the belly allows the mind to be calm, allows the body to relax. I will clarify that breathing through the chest is a stress breath that causes more angst within the body and mind. And so it must be a breath that relaxes the body through the parasympathetic nervous system. From the point of view of the mind or emotions, what happens when a being begins to become more still is that all of the suppressed shadow or anxiety or stress begins to rise to the surface. And this is where a being must do their inner work. They must face and confront the anxiety or the stress. And whether they do this on their own or find someone to help, this is an important part of meditation, because when these issues are addressed, it does allow a being to access more stillness. And so in the beginning stages of meditation, it may feel worse than expected. It may not feel good at all. And so there is a hump to get through, so to speak. There is a period of time where the being must use much focus and discipline to get through the difficult stage. But in physicality, the breath will help with all of this. Breathing deeply through the belly will calm the body, will calm the mind, even in the midst of the greatest distress.
Thank you, Prime Creator. How can humans, within the current energies that we exist, within the current systems and paradigms that we exist, how may we practice more higher vibrational ways of living while still within these particular systems that may or may not be challenging for us?
A beautiful question, dear one. The first thing to do is to release all judgment. This means releasing judgment of yourself, releasing judgment of others, releasing judgment of the system in which you are currently living and playing and creating. For those sensitive beings, the system can be quite challenging. And so there is a tendency to judge the system as bad or wrong or evil, etc. In truth, the system is allowing your expansion and growth, for it shows you where your edges are. It shows you where you are experiencing limitation. And so it is a great tool and opportunity for your growth, expansion, and mastery. And when you remove the judgment from the equation and allow and accept, there is a greater ease that can flow into your life. Do you have further questions about this, dear one?
I understand. Thank you. My next question is something that I personally am challenged by as well. Is there a good practice or an exercise that we can use to better navigate energies such as solstices, retrogrades, full moons, and eclipses?
Yes, dear one, a beautiful question indeed. The first thing to understand is that you are infinitely more powerful than any planetary alignment or any of these things that you have mentioned. And to claim that power. Also, worthy of note, as this channel has done much work with being with her own energy, what this means is that you harness your own energy and feel into your own essence, the depth of your soul, the depth of your heart. And you get to know who you are, what your energy feels like. And the more and more you practice being with your energy, the less you are affected by external influence. This is an especially helpful tool for those of you who are sensitive, for those of you who are empathic. For you can be with your own energy within the chaos and be at peace and be empowered. This is a tool that must be practiced. This is not something necessarily that will come to you overnight. But when you ask yourself, how does it feel to be with my energy? It elicits, it summons forth your energy. And the more you ask yourself this question, the more of your own energy you summon forth. And you can practice feeling your own energy. The other important way to transcend these alignments is to be in alignment with your soul purpose, your soul mission. If you are not living your life purpose, these alignments can be quite challenging. But when you are in alignment with your soul, this is the ultimate alignment, and those external alignments have less influence. For those external alignments, many of them are designed to assist you to come back into alignment with your soul. And so if you are already in alignment with your soul, they are not as challenging. And they can be more supportive. And so if you do not know what your soul mission is, it is the best exploration. It is the best journey to go on, to understand why you are on this planet, what you are here to do, who you are here to be. And as you are aligned with your planetary mission, your soul mission, and you live this every day, this is your ultimate empowerment, dear ones. I thank you.
Thank you, Prime Creator. I have one final question. A question that I'm asked often, and I have my own perspective on, is the idea that we as humans in our ascension process, as a collective, we have co-created energies of polarity and contrast and resistance. We have definitions for these energies, and I'll list them for familiarity. We call them the shadow government, we call them the cabal, we call them the Illuminati. We have other terms for them as well, but these are the general terms that are used. I see them as game players. I see them as part of the puzzle. I see them as a necessary element that we use in our ascension, in our personal evolution. My question is, can you describe these particular energies from your perspective and how they serve us in a positive way?
Dear ones, the shadow serves to expand your mastery. For if everything was perfect and easy, there would be no growth. There would be no opportunity for mastery, for evolution, for expansion. And while these experiences of ease can be beautiful for some period of time, eventually, because of the nature of the soul, eventually there is a desire for more expansion, more growth. And the shadow energies provide those opportunities for growth. And so in some ways, it is quite simple. Those denser energies provide the opportunity for expansion, ascension, evolution, whatever word you would choose to use. One of the great mastery opportunities for human beings is to come to a place like planet Earth, where there has been much density and much deep patterning for eons of time. To come in to a place like this, bringing your soul codes, your light codes, and transforming this planet from the inside out, infiltrating the density with your light. This channel calls it penetrating the matrix. For it takes great mastery, great courage, perseverance to bring light into great density. When you can see yourselves as beings with these capabilities, then you begin to get a glimpse of who you are and the power that you have. For it only takes a small amount of light to transform the shadow. And because of the potential and the capability humans have to integrate vast amounts of light, then you can see that it can occur within a very small amount of time, a great illumination. And this is why many of you are here at this time, to embody the light, to be the illuminator. I thank you, dear ones.
Prime Creator, as we end this sharing, I'd like to state one final thing. Being in the presence of your energy, it helps to remind me how I can better navigate my physical reality with less resistance. Thank you for that very much.
I thank you, dear one, for receiving. And this is something all of those who are joining this conversation at another time can receive, for the energy of what is coming through this transmission is available to all who wish to receive and to feel what you have felt. I thank you, dear ones.